What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment here again with yet another one. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit the sub if you're not a member of the channel. And then also be sure to hit them notifications too so that you can get each and every one of my videos. Okay. Let me just be, let me make this real clear to everybody first. Okay. Um, I'm not going to go in like I truly want to because of YouTube cracking down and everything. But I'm gonna speak my mind on this, to a certain extent, all right? Now, yeah, what's up with it? True Viking, I see you in here, Queen. And TJ Boxing and Sports. I see you in the building, man. Go subscribe to TJ Boxing and Sports. This situation right here, in which a lot of people are trying to draw the comparison between the two, is actually much different than what people think. Now, I witnessed both, well, and witnessing the situation that's going on with Kyrie right now, and then also, uh, I'm I witnessed the situation when I was young, even though I didn't quite grasp what was going on at with Magic at the time because you know at that time I was only eight years old when that had taken place around like 90, 91, 92, and all that. And so, but I had to be explained to what was going on, and then as I got older and I did a lot of my research, then I really understood, and it had nothing to do with the HIV virus, but it per se, but it had to do how people were reacting. So let's go ahead and dissect this. First and foremost, what ended up taking place is that uh, there's been a lot of conservatives that are comparing the uh, Kyrie Irving situation to the Magic Johnson situation, right? And there have been some conservative members that have taken to Twitter and pretty much have spoken their mind in reference to this situation. You know, uh, you know, it's already going to Congress. And the argument is that they're saying that they let Magic Johnson play with HIV, right? One conservative, Republican, her name is Laverne Spicer, in which she mentioned, she said they let Magic Johnson play with full blown HIV, but won't let Kyrie Irving play because he won't get the boogeyman shot, right? And then Clay Travis came out and basically said that in the 1990s, the NBA allowed Magic Johnson to play with HIV. That was the right call based on risk protocol. Now Kyrie Irving, and this is on Twitter by the way, now Kyrie Irving can't play without a boogeyman V shot, which produces zero risk to any healthy adult. This is all madness. Look, I understand where each and every one of them are coming from. What's up with it, Braxton? I see you in the building. I understand where each and every one of them are coming from. Now, when it came to Magic Johnson, for those of y'all that are not old enough to remember, during that time when Magic Johnson had first caught the HIV virus, let me tell you, that was a very, very, very. Uh, Go back upstairs. Go back upstairs. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second, y'all. Here. Go back upstairs. There you go. All right, go back upstairs. Now, that situation with Magic Johnson, people people were not only uh okay, there were a big percentage of people that were being fake with Magic that were saying, "Oh yeah, well we got your support and everything like that," but then they would come out, and didn't want to stand next to Magic. They were nervous about being with him. They were being around him. They were nervous about doing anything after him. There were players like Karl Malone who didn't even want him to play or step foot back on the floor because he along with other players were terrified that if he started bleeding or something like that, he got a cut or somebody hit him in the nose or something like that, that it would be risky. And then on top of that, you had people that were judging him and criticizing him because him being a married man and the lifestyle that he was living and things of that nature. They started to question him and his morals and stuff like that. So he took a hit from that perspective too. Uh, then on top of that, the NBA didn't just be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, go ahead and play Magic" or anything like that. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Matter of fact, it was in LA. Yeah, and LA Sports Live is up in here. Salute to LA Sports Live. I'm gonna bring him in here because he knows a lot about what I'm talking about because he was out there in LA. Listen, he was way. You want to talk about how Kyrie Irving is getting all this attention and stuff like that? It was dominated. It dominated media. And listen, that was before the social media age. That was before social media. Okay. Not only that, you had other people that were actually trying to be in support of Magic Johnson, even like Magic Michael Jordan, in which I kind of believe that Michael Jordan really didn't want to come out and have to say anything, but I think that them seeing Michael Jordan's face because at one point in time, up until the Bulls' first championship, Magic Johnson was Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird, Isaiah, they were the faces of the league, more so Magic and Larry. But then as Michael Jordan, he started to emerge and everything. People seeing his face and people, came out with that commercial and said, "Hey, let's Magic has a responsibility, and so do you." He said, "Let's not let her down." And all those words, I can't remember the exact words of what he said, but pretty much them seeing Michael Jordan, I think they use him kind of like as a, "Oh, you know what, Michael Jordan, man, we see him, so everything's gonna be all right." But it really wasn't like that. He got criticized. Magic Johnson, a lot of people were not in his corner. A lot of people were judging him and everything. And I'm talking about just from a morality standpoint, and people getting in their feelings and emotions about this thing. Now, in terms of the NBA, well, other people, there were certain players that were with it, and like I already mentioned Karl Malone, but then there were other players that weren't with it. Yeah, but I'm not going to get into that, Big Who. You know that. Listen, they said he had it, and so did Magic Johnson. He came out and pretty much diagnosed it, so that we're going to leave it there. And that's why I said I'm not going to quite go into that, here on YouTube. Okay, so that you know we're just keeping it. We're doing the a comparison right now. Now, yes, they let him play, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, it was just right away or anything like that. It was a lot of scrutiny, a lot of speculation, things of that nature. Then now now that we're at the Kyrie Irving situation, we're at the Kyrie Irving situation. He's under a microscope. They're coming at him in terms of the media, and the media is really the driving force to try to. Some of the guys in the media are trying to excoriate Kyrie Irving, and we all know who some of those are. But then again, you have some people in the media who are in support of Kyrie Irving. But the reason why I wanted to bring these two situations up is because everybody seems to think that the Kyrie Irving situation was so much higher in terms of the magnitude of what's taking place now, and when really it wasn't. Really it wasn't. You know, no, I never said that he didn't retire. I never said that he didn't. I never said that. I was talking about when they wanted him to come back and play in the All-Star game, and then as far as Barcelona and all that other stuff, you know, uh, and you don't have, you can come up in here and express your mind, man. If you feel like I said something wrong or something's out of key or something like that, go ahead and come up, man. No, but what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm talking about the magnitude of the situation. It, you know, it to me it really didn't, because the a lot of people still didn't know that much, even though they had discovered it. Well, some people say, right, the backlash came right after the fact. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Okay, look, they drew the press conference because I was asking. I was like, why did Magic Johnson retire? Da, 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 all this other stuff. But then, behind the scenes, back in those days, a lot of people, everything was covered up and stuff like that. They didn't have social media like that back in the day. You relied on newspapers or journals or magazines and stuff like that, and a little bit of what you see on the news and stuff like that, or maybe like 60 Minutes and stuff. But they didn't have a Twitter. They didn't have YouTube and all this other stuff. So now some of the people are really seeing and hearing some of the stuff that actually went place. And if you go look at the documentary, you see that a lot of people weren't there were people that were terrified, but they didn't really put that out there. But see, the reason why I bring this up is because, okay, now the the Congress has gotten involved, and the parties have gotten involved, and that's a whole nother twist when we talk about the Kyrie Irving situation. And now they're able to express themselves and how they truly feel. And these are this is a party in which some people did not expect for them to be on Kyrie's side. So that, to me, when we talk about this Kyrie Irving situation and we talk about the Magic situation, they have a valid point, but I'm talking about in terms of the attention that was being received between both of them. See, both of these situations have garnished a lot of attention. You turn on the TV now, what do you see? It's about Kyrie. Kyrie. It's starting to dwindle down just a tad, but it's still dominating the headlines. It was the same thing with Magic. They talked about it on talked about it on, stuff like Good Morning America. They talked about it on everything. It was always headline news. But here's my thing though too. Is Kyrie being a, a bad guy by going out there and playing? No. Shout out to Raw for TV because he put this in perspective. Okay, he put this in perspective, and he said this: Carson Wentz can go out there, and he hasn't taken any type of jab or anything, right? But they don't put him under a microscope. There's a couple other players that are in the NFL that have chosen not to do that. And then Kyrie's not the only player that is against this either. Okay, so why aren't y'all making that headline news? Oh, well, it's because Kyrie, he's a superstar. He's been the butt of criticism before, right? The media did not get along with him from the get. And Kyrie Irving has shot himself in the foot a couple of times. He shot himself in the foot a couple of times. But at the same token, we have to ask ourselves this question. And see, I look at the situation. Listen, uh, Magic Johnson going out there and playing and stuff like that. A lot of guys really weren't tripping as much as they said that they were. But it's just like, okay, they would focus on a couple of guys that were, oh no, you know what, I'm indifferent about it, or you know what, no, I don't want to do this or anything like that. And then it would create a domino effect because you don't know what that person is saying behind Magic's back and stuff like that, which was kind of the stuff that's going on. Well, I don't think it's going on to that magnitude with Kyrie because there are other players. Man, the media lies, and the media will put anything out there. Just like I'm gonna let you go, LA. I'm gonna let you get off because you'll say your rumblings and then you'll get off. Look, they'll get out there just like Stephen A. and say, "Oh yeah, well, Kevin Durant, he's livid about this and da 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 da," with knowing goddamn well that Kevin Durant didn't say that type of stuff, or this person's feeling this type of way. They just want to be it a driving force for ratings, and to a certain extent, they want to use that guy as a target. And with Magic situation, that you could say that they used him as a target, but because Magic was an enjoyable personality, an enjoyable person, and they loved him so much and stuff, they were kind of, a lot of people were torn about that situation. But with Kyrie, it's like you got some people that are his supporters and stuff like that, but you see more people trying to aim at Kyrie than you see trying to be in the support. LA, let me ask you a question. Have you seen a commercial about Kyrie? Well, Kyrie, we have a responsibility. Kyrie has a responsibility. Let's do our best not to let him down, like Michael Jordan did. Have you seen any type of them commercial? No, you haven't. Okay, I'll go ahead and answer it for you. No. Okay, that's what
What's
I'm
up,
saying.
Bobo?
There ain't no damn comparison in this
I was
shit.
I was trying to think, bro. I was trying to think.
You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna see one. Oh yeah, let's support Kyrie. Hashtag in support of Kyrie. You ain't gonna see that. But they had it for Magic. They had it for Magic. They
Yeah.
would. They even had it. You remember when they had back in the day? See, me and LA know what we know what we talking about. They used to have those All-Star weekends, and they would have the stay in school jams
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
Rock and Jock.
Right.
Guess who
Right.
they were
Kid
supporting?
with the kids and everything.
Right, the Rock and Jock b-ball jams and stuff like that. Guess who they were supporting?
Yeah.
They were supporting
Yeah.
Magic,
Yeah.
and I'm not
But you
lying about that. But they
but you
wouldn't do
know in
nothing like that for
Paulo,
Kyrie.
man. But Paulo, you know in life,
Hmm.
when they like you get preferential treatment. That don't make it right. But like we know we've lived long enough to know that when they like you get preferential treatment. But the media, whoever started this, if you say it came up from some conservative pundits or whatever,
Hmm.
man, to me to compare the two situations, man, I mean, it's just to start shit, bro. Because to me,
Hmm.
there's two total different type of situations.
Exactly.
Um, you know, it was crazy in the early '90s when the AIDS and HIV thing started jumping off. You're right, people, they just didn't know what to do with themselves. They figured if you got that, and which it was at that time, except for Magic, that if you got that, it was an automatic death
And,
sentence.
and I'm sorry, LA. I had to put
Yeah,
this out there because I'm piggybacking off of what you said. And let me let y'all know, LA knows about a lot of this stuff because what era did we came from? We came from the crack era on into the
right,
gang banging era. And guess
right.
where LA is? He was in the height of all the whole genocide that had happened during that time. Then it went from the gang banging era into the it was also the Rodney King era. Like you said, it was a
Right.
crazy ass era. Go
Crazy.
ahead.
'90s was crazy. So like, yeah. So when the thing with Magic jumped off, like I said earlier, he immediately retired because everybody believed that this was an automatic death sentence, and so Magic, he just removed himself from the situation, and then whatever. And then he came back and played. I don't know if it was the next season or 2 seasons. I don't even remember. But
Mhm.
it's like you said, man. They kind of felt sorry for him. They had love for Magic, and there was more information out there, and so they kind of gave him a pass, so to speak. But
Mhm.
I mean, but to compare it to the Kyrie situation, man, I I just don't see it. It's not fair. It's not fair to Magic. It's not fair to Kyrie because there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with Kyrie. He's not physically ill or he doesn't have any type of disease or anything. So to
Right.
try to make, I don't know why they want to put that on Kyrie, man. But I just think, man, yeah, you could say they're really picking on Kyrie, but I mean Bradley Bill is unvaccinated. But I really think, man, I mean, we know Kyrie's not a favorite. We know he's not a favorite of the media because he moves a little bit different. But do you think they would be treating Bradley Beal differently than what they are now if he played in, let's say, if he played for the Knicks instead of the Wizards? Because if he played for the Knicks, he would fall under the same mandate as Kyrie. Or do you
Mhm.
think they just going extra hard on Kyrie?
Like that's just like what I said just a couple minutes ago. They're going hard on Kyrie because he was already a target from the beginning. Now, like I said, Kyrie did bring some of the stuff with the comments, back in the past that he said, he hadn't been no saint, and we know that, but
Yeah.
it's still unfair. It's unfair, but it's just a reality of what's taking place. They're gonna do everything they can because the media feels like, okay, you know what, you did this to me, so it's kind of like, yeah, we're coming after you, and things of that nature. But you do have a lot of Kyrie support. You're seeing it on Twitter, you're seeing it on social media, you're seeing it on YouTube and stuff like that. But they're not. They're doing everything they can to try to put a band-aid on it, but it's gonna pressure's gonna bust a pipe. You know why, LA? Because social media is so powerful right now, especially when you talk about YouTube. There's a lot of more. There's more people, uh, and it's growing, that go to want to see the podcast, want to see the inside, in depth, and stuff like that, instead of seeing mainstream, because they know, like for instance with the LGBT, we know that they know that we're gonna give you the real. We're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Just like LA, man, he ain't gonna try to sugarcoat anything. Now we got to still talk on code over here, but at the same token, people, they want something that's really authentic. They don't want, okay, for instance, Stephen A. Smith getting on there, putting all this fake personas and stuff like that up there, and then coming to find out it's something completely different. Or you up in there calling a guy like Kwame Brown a bust, and in which, in maybe my eyes or LA Live's eyes, Kwame's not a bust, because not only did he play 12 years, but he did something that very few people on this damn continent, yet alone this world, will be able to do, which is to step foot on an NBA floor. So to me, in my eyes, that's not a bust. But they push that and make that guy feel some type of way, and they pushed it for nearly 20 years. But going back to your original question, no, he wouldn't be screwed. Bradley Bill wouldn't be scrutinized um, as much, and that's just my opinion. I think they're doing it, because they got other guys with what's it called, with, Andrew Wiggins, barely said anything.
My bad, Polo. I had to take a phone call.
No, no, it's
Uh,
all right.
yeah,
It's
I
all
mean,
right.
you know, yeah, Kyrie's kind of like their little whipping boy, man. So he's kind of
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
kind of in a bad spot, man. But but you know what? It's not all. Kyrie has his own decision to make, and he's his own man, so he's going to do what he's have to do. But we can't just blame the media as well, because um, the league basically, well, Kyrie was still going he was still going to be available for half the games, right? He was going to still
Yes.
be available for the road games, but the Nets were the ones that decided to pull the plug on Kyrie, not anybody else. So if we really want to say who's putting pressure on Kyrie, or who's really blew this thing up, it was really the Nets by
I
just
mean,
kicking him
that
to the curb.
I think is a combination of a lot of things, but sometimes, man, the driving force can be certain things, like like the media, like like when we talk about the parties, or Congress, or what have you, and then like the people that are in the NBA, or because you're around so many people, so many personalities, so many people that are out to get you, so many people that want you to fail, so many people that don't want the next Nets to succeed, so many players that feel some type of way. It's just like you don't know what type of angle, any type of deception or any of that is going to come from, and you don't know what type of intentions that some of these people have. How you don't know that some of these people uh, don't don't have the intentions to be like, hey, you know what? Yes, Adam, we got him in position. We want this guy to win, or we want that guy to win, or something like that. How do you don't know that? Oh yes, we got him in a position. We're making money off of this. We're capitalizing off of this. Because think about it, the ratings gonna go up when they see Kyrie on first take. The ratings gonna go up when they're sitting there debating and having a heated argument, talking about a Kyrie situation because they're not they're not talking. They don't have anything else to go on.
Right, right. You got
What you
the
think about that, LA? Because me and you, I could talk about something else. I could talk about I could talk about the sun and make it interesting. But some people don't have that gifted mindset, and ESPN they don't have that. They're losing their value.
yeah. You know what, man? ESPN, that's the media, and now we have YouTube, so that's just like another form of media and entertainment. And man, I'm pretty sure, bro. If you
Mm.
look at your videos, like the views, or like some of your most successful videos, or even other popular YouTubers, I mean, controversy, drama, you know, those things drive the news. They drive ratings and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, they
yeah,
sell.
right now for ESPN, there's really nothing. You got an NBA season that's they're in preseason. Not too much going on in the NFL. We're just in week 5 or whatever, and then you got baseball playoffs. So it's not
Hold,
really a whole
hold
lot
on
to
one
talk
second,
about.
LA. You keep cooking, man. Hold on one second.
Okay, so it's not really a whole lot to talk about. So yeah, any kind of drama filled story, any kind of controversial story, any kind of story, or some kind of story that casts somebody as a villain, or any kind of story where somebody is standing against the crowd or not wanting to conform or whatever, that's considered news. And that's the stuff that they are that's the stuff they're going to push, man. That's just the way it is. If people kind of sit back and look and really kind of pay attention, you'll know that drama, like I said, drama and these type of things, these are things that get clicks. These are type of things that get viewers on TV, on YouTube, or whatever the outlet. So, I mean, you pretty much at the end of the day, that's for a lot of people, a lot of situations, that's what it's all about. They're going to push the stories, and they're going to push the narratives, the drama filled ones. So Kyrie he's just kind of caught up in this, man. I kind of feel bad for him a little bit because he does actually sound, when I listened to all of his comments, like his IG post, 15 minutes or whatever it was. Um, he does genuinely sound conflicted, like as to what to do, to do it, not to do it, or whatever. And so in that respect, I kind of felt for him, but um, at the end of the day, he's gonna, that man's gonna have to, make a decision or whatever. The Nets have said what they've had to say, and I'm sure his teammates want him there. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Both to me, both sides seem pretty well dug in. So both sides seem pretty well dug in. So um, it'll be interesting to see, what happens.
Yeah,
Me personally, I don't even listen to the Kyrie. I mean, I don't even listen to that stuff anymore because there's nothing else to talk about, man. It's so
right, right, right.
there's nothing else to talk about. Either when he wants to play, he'll play, or when something happens, he'll be able to play, or whatever.
And
That's
people,
what.
and listen, LA. This is the thing. Some people are disinterested. They might be disinterested when I bring up something like talking about football or talking about talking about just regular sports and stuff. Look, listen. I understand the situation that's going on, and I know, but listen. I mean, there's other things that are going on, right now besides that. You know. I think Hitman's in here. What's
What's
going
good,
on,
Polo?
Hitman? How you feeling, brother?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm doing better now, man. How you been, man?
I'm straight, man. What was wrong with you?
Ah, man, shit, financial problems, man. I was going through some old, old trying times and shit, man. But I'm better now.
Nah, man. Trials and tribulation, man. That's what makes you better, man. So, man, just bounce back. Look, a setback for even better comeback, man, and keep on grinding. Y'all go subscribe to Hitman X and his channel, man. Definitely always bringing that flame, that fire, and that logic. Don't come with that bullshit. Hitman X, man. What you got on this, man? I think he fell out. Nah, but yeah, LA, man. Yeah, I don't like just harping on stuff just on and on and on, and it's not benefiting. Like, okay, LA, they try to benefit the Magic Johnson situation. They try to, do some good. Like I was telling people earlier, they tried to do the stay in school thing or whatever, and they were in support of Magic and stuff like that. Even the kids were in support of Magic at one point. At one point, but they're not going to get on. They're not going to get on TV, Hitman, and be like, let's not let's do our best not to let Kyrie down. No, they're not going to do
Right, right. What's now?
that. Go
What's the
ahead, man.
topic?
What
I
you
just
what you
hopped
got on
in,
it
man.
though, man?
I ain't get to
What you
hear what the topic was, man. I just hopped in, show you some love, whatever, man.
All right,
What's
look.
going on with Kyrie, man? The Magic Johnson situation.
Well, people are trying to make uh, a big comparison, which is asinine because I don't know if you're old enough to remember what actually had taken place, but I am a hitman, and it it was a completely different situation from all different angles, and the thing about it that I said in the beginning of the stream is that you have to take into account that Magic Johnson was way, way, way more scrutinized. As much support as he had, he was way more scrutinized. But the point that I touched on was that we have to actually put that into context when we look at that Magic Johnson situation because there was no social media. The only outlets that you really had to rely on was the news or 60 Minutes or magazines or newspapers or something like that. Whereas with the Kyrie situation, yeah, you're seeing a lot of the stuff that's going on. They're talking about it on and on and on and on and stuff. But at the same token, Kyrie ain't got HIV, and Kyrie
Man,
also, Kyrie also, uh, as much as they want to say that, they scrutinize him and everything like that. That's not the case because there were people that didn't even want to stand next to Magic and stuff when after he had retired and all that other stuff. But anyways, man, I'm not gonna keep harping on it. But that's some of the stuff that I was just bringing up in comparison to the Kyrie, and I just said that really it's crazy that the comparison in this situation. But what you think about it, man?
nah, I got the gist of what you're talking about. 'Cause I seen a meme, somebody on Facebook saying, "Oh, well, y'all was cool with Magic Johnson playing, but Kyrie Irving, y'all got a problem with something like that." And it's like,
Hmm.
for me, it's different because Magic Johnson got infected with something with like AIDS, which was new at the time, just as COVID is, but he was infected with it. To my knowledge, Kyrie Irving is not infected with COVID, so I feel like that's an illogical comparison in itself. Like that, if we're just gonna be surface level about it, it's illogical to even try to compare them type of things. Yeah, true, they have deadly effects, but at the same time, I mean, this dude has a choice, and that's my thing with that with the jab, right? People are trying to make it seem as if the jab is a cure when it's not. It's not a cure. It's to help you fight off the sickness or whatever. I'm not going to speak too much on it because I don't want to misinformation to be accused on your channel. But you get what I'm saying. Like these people are walking around here willy nilly, no mask. They get the jab and they, oh, well, I'm good. I ain't gonna catch it. When that's not the case at all. And Kyrie Irving, look, I've given Kyrie Irving a lot of hell on my channel, on a lot of platforms. But I gotta give him all time respect for this because it takes a strong man to stand on his word and not bend or break like Andrew Wiggins did. Andrew Wiggins was in a similar situation and he bended. He broke. He came up off of it and he got it. Kyrie Irving, regardless of how weird I think he is, that man said, "You know what? I don't feel safe with it." He's within his right to not feel safe about it, and he made a conscious decision to say, "I'm not taking it." He sacrificed a lot of money to be an example, and what the media is trying to do is make an example out of him, and throw him under the bus and make him the laughing stock and the butt of all jokes, which I feel is wrong, man. At the end of the day, that man is supposed to be the land of the free, and that man can't have a free decision and free choice with his body without people saying what he should do, what he should or should not do with his body. And I just don't feel like it's right, and it's damn sure not constitutional. So it is. I'm always stand with Kyrie Irving uh, for that. Now the flat Earth and all his ideology, I could disagree with that all day long, but with this, I earned a lot of respect for Kyrie Irving. Simple and plain.
Man, that's well said. That's well said, Hitman. And see, I like what you had just touched on and everything. Look, I've been critical of Kyrie in the past myself. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take anything away from his talent on the court. It doesn't take away from how he plays. It doesn't take away from how he's been successful at this point. But it's from an agreement and disagreement factor, just like what we do every day. Like Hitman, I might say some outlandish stuff, but he'd be like, "Man, Polo, you is capping for real." You know what I'm saying? But if I'm standing on something and I'm saying, "Okay, hey, look, man, I got to go help my dog, Hitman X out," on some personal stuff or something like that. Look, I'm a ride by him, and I could have disagreed with him, not disrespecting him, but disagree with him about a topic or something like that. But see, you have some clowns and some people in the media, shoot, even people that are around him and probably in the NBA family that sit up there and they'll be like, yeah, they're gonna pretend to be your friend. They're gonna be pretend to be in your corner. They're gonna pretend to do this stuff, and then when stuff hits the fan, then they want to turn their backs on them. Then they want to start, making all these little jokes. And see that thing right there, what you were just talking about them making jokes and memes and stuff like that. Listen, I got a family member that passed away from the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? And you probably know some people, and if you don't know some people, you've seen, there've been some people that have passed away from the boogeyman or whatnot. Me, I don't take none of that too lightly because you're talking about people, family members that have had have come to the demise because of this situation. So a lot of people, where you're talking about jokes and all this other stuff and memes and stuff like that, people are not taking that lightly like that.
Yeah, and that's a fact, man. That's you hit it right on the head on that one because I just had a friend of mine pass away a couple of weeks ago, and I'm seeing the effects with his brother. Man, he going through it right now because he lost his brother behind it. So this is a serious situation. But the thing is, he got the jab before he got sick, and he still
Right,
passed away.
right.
So that's my point. It's like, look, y'all can claim it's misinformation all y'all want to, but at the end of the day, well, whatever the V is not a cure, and people are walking around treating it as if it's a cure, and they're the ones who really misinformed. The ones who pushing that message out to go get the V, they're the ones who really misinformed, not the ones who are saying, "Hold on, let me do my research. Let me be patient before I inject myself with something that I don't even know how my body's going to react to." Because a lot of people, their body reacts differently to it. Some people might have an allergic reaction to the jab or whatever. So I salute, like I said, I salute Kyrie, man. Just like you said, we don't have to agree or disrespect him for some of the stuff that we disagree with him on, but that's not taken away from his greatness just because I disagree with him. But for this right here, he earned all my respect because I feel like he's the only person
Hey,
who's standing on that in the media, and
hey,
he's putting his
Hitman.
career on the line.
Hey, Hitman. Hey, what's up, Adrian Barbie? I'm gonna let you get off in just a second, but I gotta talk to Hitman. But I'm gonna ask you one simple question: is it me? And you can also answer this too, Adrian Barbie. Is it me, or do you see them always trying to get back to the main topic, which is basketball? They're not thinking about this man's life. They're like, yeah, but the Nets, they're gonna be you know, Molly, people like Molly and all these other guys sitting up there saying, okay, well, but what about the Nets? They're going to be in danger of losing. And the owner of the Nets talking about, yeah, we have a goal this year and stuff like that. Well, hey, what about this guy's body? Like Hitman said, did you ever catch drift of that?
You got it, Adrian. I get it. I go after you.
Go ahead, Adrian, man. Welcome to the show, man. Ain't seen you in a while. Everything good?
Yeah, salute, homie.
Yeah,
Salute.
salute, man. Salute, Polo. Yeah, man. I agree, man. I feel like everybody's so invested in the Lakers and the Nets that they don't care about Kyrie and how he feels personally. Like me personally, I ain't. It's people in my family that done got the V, but me personally, I'm waiting. I might get it, but not right now. Not right now. I'm not. I can't get it right now. I'm just trying to wait it out. But eventually, I might get it after I do a little bit more research on it. But right now. So I'm not getting it. So Kyrie, I feel them. They trying. I feel like they trying to force Kyrie to play so they can. Because you got to think about all the rivalries. You got LeBron versus Kyrie, and Katie versus Russ and Harden. So I feel like they trying to pressure him to play so they can get that so the NBA can get their ratings. But me personally, man, I'm with Kyrie. I don't agree with everything you say, but on this, I'm standing with him on this. That's how I really got on that.
Go ahead, hit man. I don't know if you caught everything I said, but whatever you remember, man. What you think about that? Because basically they just trying to just think about basketball and like what Adrian Barbie was just saying. They just thinking about the Nets and the Lakers and all that other jazz.
Right, and to go deeper into that, I mean, the NBA has a history of doing stuff like this. Like, if you remember Isaiah Thomas, his mama passed away, and they didn't give well, not his mama, his sister passed away, and they didn't care about that. They just, oh, we're gonna sweep this under the rug and act like oh nothing happened, and you got to go out there and play because the Celtics have a chance of losing. It's like y'all act like these people are robots and they're not human beings. Like, these people have personal things going on in life to where that comes first. Like, at the end of the day, I could sacrifice watching basketball or playing basketball for my livelihood. Like, real life comes first. So we can't
Yeah,
be so pressured and rating driven to where we forget that these people are human beings just like we are, and they have their own minds. Hell, I mean, you can even go to some of these NFL players who had anxiety or depression and stuff like that. And I can remember Skip Bayless getting on TV. I think it was Dak Prescott was going through. He had just lost his brother or something to suicide,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
was going through it. And Skip Bayless just was like, oh, the man got to go out there and play, and he can't be. He called him soft basically because he was depressed because his brother passed away. It's like y'all act like these dudes are robots. Like, these people are human beings just like we are. If something like that happened to you got to put yourself in these people's shoes sometimes. You know what I mean? It's not all about football and basketball and winning games. Like, these people are human beings at the end of the day. And I think the media lose sight of that, and they don't really care. And to be honest, the fans don't care because we get behind the media and we follow their narratives. And until we stop following their narratives and we create our own narrative, it's going to be the same shit going on over and over. It's going to be another Kyrie Irving situation. It's going to be another Dak Prescott situation, and it's going to continue.
Right, and they want to keep it in circulation. And see, that's the thing that trips me out too. See, when they expect, like what Hitman was saying, and you too, Adrian. They expect these guys out here to be indestructible,
Hey,
invincible,
Polo.
huh?
Even with the this ain't really even with the Kawhi situation, they expected him to play with a partially torn ACL. When I would if he would have got there and play on in his
Right.
career with his knees. And they expected something that they want Kawhi. They wanted Kawhi to do something that their favorite player wouldn't even do, and that's
Or
play with a
even
partially torn
AD,
ACL.
even AD. You know, like everybody wants to get on here and call. I don't call AD soft or anything like that because then look what ended up happening in that game, and look what and you might have damaged his career. You got to think about the future. See, don't nobody think about longevity. So when we talk about the jab, or when we talk about the V, when we talk about the boogeyman and stuff like that, Man, listen, man. Nicki Minaj already said what she said. You remember that hit, man. You remember that Adrian Barbie about, man, somebody took the shot and their dick wouldn't get hard anymore. What you think, man? People thinking about that. They thinking about their livelihood too. I'm
Thanks,
just
man.
we laugh at that situation, but that's real, man. Being able to please your woman and all that other stuff, man. Guys think about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic. But those are one of the things that people are thinking about. And then people are thinking about the heart problem, thinking about this and thinking about that in terms of what could potentially take place in terms of side effects.
Hmm. That's a fact, man. I can't disagree with that at all because I'm a person who has a lasting issue with my heart. Like I've been having heart issues for the last couple of
Yeah.
years now.
Yeah,
So
hit
for something
man.
like that, like to just come out of nowhere, like that
Yeah.
jab, just come out of nowhere with no real research, and I'm supposed to just ingest it in my body, knowing I got previous issues with my body. Like, nah,
Yeah,
man, I'm gonna
man.
take my time. I'm gonna see how other people react to it. Then I'm gonna make my decision. Because at the end of the day, I've already caught the boogeyman. So
Right,
I,
right, right.
I've already overcome that obstacle. Not saying that I can't overcome it again. Well, I can't catch it again. But if I were to catch it again, I think I would be able to fight it off better because I have a natural vaccine in my body. That's what people get away from natural stuff. It's like we forget the fact
I
that
like that. There you go.
your body builds up. It finds a way to fight off viruses like that when you get sick. So let's say you catch the cold or you catch the flu or something, your body has a natural defense mechanism to where next time you catch it, it'll be able to fight it off better. But see that they'll call that misinformation when that's something they taught us in science when we was in school. We was in high school, they taught us that. So how is that misinformation if y'all are the ones who taught us this? So I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I mean, people are inclined to do whatever they want to with their body. My dad, my granny was trying to get me to take it, and I told them that I wouldn't take it right now. And they're entitled to their opinion, just like I am. So it is what it is, man. I
Hey,
ain't I ain't
don't
trying to
don't
tell nobody what to do with their stuff.
don't feel bad. Hit me. What you about to say, Adrian? I know you about to say something. Adrian.
Yo,
Yeah, what you about to say something, brother?
no, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. You are
Hey,
weird. You on the
Polo,
low now, but no,
tip out
listen.
though, man. I holler at you, bro. My tip out, man. Y'all be
Hey,
easy,
hit
Oh,
man.
man.
you
Hey,
out
hold
of
on.
you out of
If you
here,
can't go,
man?
Mike,
Yeah,
today.
I'm about to make a phone call real quick, man.
Okay. All right, bro.
I holler at y'all boys. Y'all stay
All
up,
right.
man.
Be sure to go subscribe to Hitman channel, man. Shout out to Hitman
Appreciate
man.
it. Appreciate it, man.
No, no problem.
Already.
Yeah,
But yeah, Polo,
Adrian,
man.
man. But
Yeah, I hate. You said what?
go ahead, bro.
I hate what they doing. They trying to do to Kyrie, man. I feel like, but me personally though, he said he didn't want to retire. So I, even though I don't want them to, but they maybe should try to trade him to a team that don't try for a player that they don't have like the restrictions. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't think they should trade him, but if just so he can play, so he ain't got to lose his money. You know, like I think they
Right.
should trade him to a team that ain't got like I don't know how many teams that ain't got that restriction that like the New York got stuff like that. But I
Hmm.
think they should try to trade him to a team if they do trade him to where he ain't got
Hmm.
to worry about that, so he can get his money still. You know.
Well, well, the only, I mean, the places that you can know because it's starting to become a domino effect right now, Adrian, where they're trying to make it like a mandate and everything everywhere and stuff. Because now, the people that have made this outlandish statement trying to compare uh, the Kyrie situation with the Magic situation. Guess what they are? They're conservative Republicans, and they're in Congress. So now this thing is really starting to hit. You know what I'm saying? In terms of politics and stuff like that. If they do trade him, shoot, Utah would be a place like Utah would be an option where it's not, any type of mandate or anything like that out there and stuff. And then I've heard of some other places or whatnot. But see, this is the thing that kills me though, Adrian. You know, there's guys in the NFL that are opposed to taking a jab, and they haven't focused their attention on that. They're not focusing their attention on like a guy like Carson Wentz.
But you know why they only focusing on Kyrie now? And I hate to do this because I don't even like going at Brian like it because
Nah,
I
go
just don't
ahead. No,
like.
no, 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 no. Poke your chest out, man. You
But
know how we do.
yeah, but it's because he left with Brian, and I only want to include Brian into it because I don't like doing that. But that's the only reason why because he left Brian. He didn't want to play with Brian no more. That's the only reason. You know that's because what if this was Tom Brady instead of Kyrie? Would Stephen A. be on TV saying that something? We know
uh,
we know that. I
you
don't.
know, I can't. I can't fully say that though. You know why, Adrian, is because they, um, not only has LeBron came out, but Giannis has came out, and a couple others have came out, and they've actually been in support of Kyrie. It's just that the media is actually. I'm on Brian. I'm with Brian on this one. They'll try to use Brian, even when Brian didn't even speak out against the against not being V'd up. You see how the View, them girls on the View or on the Real or whatever show it was, they tried to sit there and attack LeBron like he said it's your personal choice. So LeBron, I'm in support of LeBron, him doing what he can. That you can't help the media, that the people that are on LeBron's payroll and stuff like that, that are doing what they do to try to excoriate this man. Listen, Jay Will, he's in support of LeBron, but Jay Will, guess what? He was the only one standing up against Kendrick Perkins, Molly, Stephen A, and Marcus Spears, saying that what happened to my body, my choice, and he loved LeBron to death. Thinks he's better than Jordan.
Yeah,
You know, and
it's just a
look,
crazy
hey Adrian,
situation, man.
I mean that might make some people mad. It might make some people probably unsubscribe from you or not even want to, talk to me no more because I'm sitting here uh in support of how LeBron feels. But I'm not gonna sit here and down the man and say, okay, yeah, it's LeBron's fault when this is a whole big old issue. If anybody needs to be blamed, you need to be looking at that clown Stephen A. Snitch.
I think he's gonna be over for him soon, bro. I think
Hell yeah. The writing is on the wall talking about, oh yeah, well, I'm not going anywhere. Man, do you not know the first letter in ESPN is E, which means expendable?
but it's
Motherfuckers,
crazy
your ass
though,
can go anywhere.
but it's crazy though. Stephen A. He's big enough to where he don't need them no more. He don't need them. Like he can imagine if he on his start his own podcast on YouTube or something. Like he don't need
Where
them. Like so I
he's
don't know why
already
he's
tried.
huh.
He's already tried, Adrian, and that started to be unsuccessful.
Well, I guess he done got too deep in with it. People don't like him no more. But I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
You're talking about Adrian Barbie. Let me ask you a question, okay? I'm gonna put your feet to the fire. I don't know if you got that much time, but I'm gonna put your feet to the fire. You know me, Polo man. I go on and on and on all day. That's what we do in the LDBC. Look, man, do you know anybody that suffers from mental health or mental illnesses?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's say somebody gets on national TV or gets on social media and they make a mockery of a person that has mental health issues or mental illnesses or suffers from it, and you know that guy personally, that guy's probably a family member. That shit's gonna make you hot, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. With that, yeah, that stuff he said about what's the name? My,
Stephon Marbury.
yeah, that's uncalled for, man. And I'm telling you, man, I agree. Some of these NBA players, if it wasn't for ESPN, they would have been on stuff to Stephen A. But you know he the type of dude that's gonna sue. So that's why I feel like they'd be like, man, forget it. But I know some NBA players that probably want to don't step to him, but ain't put their
Hmm.
hands on him because they know he gonna be on that suing type time.
Yeah.
Cause I remember one time he was saying like I forget who he was beefing with. He came on he was on All the Smoke. He said and he was talking about somebody, and he was saying like, man, you these ball players because I think Matt Barnes asked him, "Have some of these players stepped to you?" He said, "Yeah, but it ain't got too far because if that, cause y'all, he was like, y'all, do people really think ESPN is just gonna let something happen to me without no consequences?" So I think he's gonna be on some type snitch type of time. So that's why I only think some of these players they don't even I don't know, man. I think he losing his barriers with some of these players, man. He gonna lose his barriers with some of these players. They gonna start fucking with him. Calm
Yeah,
down.
and see, that's what I was saying earlier, Adrian. I don't know if you were listening to me, man, but I was saying earlier, earlier in the stream, I said, man, you sit up there and you calling a guy like Kwame a bust. Listen, as much as I might feel about a player, the way he plays or something like that, or his talent level or something like that, not up to par or something like that, the one thing that I'm not going to call an NBA player is a bust because he's doing something.
Did,
First and
did,
foremost,
did
Kwame
a
played
billion
12
players in the
years.
world can do?
Yeah, yeah, very few
Like this
people.
my thing, Polo. I never really want to. I never call NBA player bombs or nothing like this because like at the end of the day, it's a billion some people try to play basketball. Only 400 make it. So now if we go now if you going by the number one pick standard, he was a bust, but he still played. But I don't. But how can you? But he still played 12 years in the NBA, and a lot of players can't say that. So, but if
Right.
you go by the number one, but the way Stephen A was doing it, it's been playing Anthony Bennett. They don't show him that. They don't show him that hate that they do Kwame Brown. Anthony Bennett, he only played like 3 years in the NBA. He was horrible.
Right. Well. See. My thing is this, Adrian, and you got a good point, man. I feel where you're coming from. You see, the reason why I'm not going to call anybody, in the NBA trash or bust or any of that was it's because okay, where did you play? Okay, from my understanding, Stephen A, you you really didn't play that much ball. Yeah, you might have played in high school, but then when you got to college, you ended up having knee problems, and your jumper wasn't up to par, is what they said. But you know what? I'm going to still give you props because you got a scholarship to play ball or whatever, and ended up going to to North Carolina, not North Carolina, but the A&T, that HBCU that he went to out there. And, you still ended up, playing. I'm still not going to call you a bust, but it's unfair for you. You ain't played a lick of NBA ball. You didn't even go play overseas nowhere. But you're going to sit up there and you're going to ride that man, Kwame Brown, bus. He said this, Adrian Bobby. He said, yeah, just because I didn't make it to the professional ranks and all this other stuff, I think it still gives me a right to critique a person's game. No, it doesn't. And if you do, it's not going to be no validation. Adrian Barbie, where did you play at?
You talking about me?
Yeah,
I ain't played Pie High School, but I'm not saying
yeah,
I
but
ain't saying I'm the
but see,
I
that's my point.
but I at
Adrian,
the same time I
the
ain't
reason why I
calling
asked
these
you that,
players
I'm not going to
trash.
sit up there, Adrian. If you played, so I'm not going to sit up there and say, you know what, Adrian, man, I can't listen to you because you didn't play no more. Yeah, you did. You played varsity ball. You played basketball. You know about the game, or you played
Yeah,
football. You know about the game.
yeah, but yeah, with this Stephen A. man, like, but the way he talked though, but thing about Stephen A. he wouldn't be so bad if he wouldn't say something. But like, think about it, because everybody can't play sports though. Think about it, everybody can't play sports, but ain't nothing wrong with taking the Stephen A. Smith route and being the journalist. Look, he's the what the highest paid what ESPN. What I don't know what it was, but like ain't nothing wrong with taking that route. But the way Stephen A. like he I don't know, man. It's just Stephen A. He burying himself in a deeper hole than and if I feel like if eventually ESPN is gonna cut him loose, man, because he said something about them Nigeria players. He said like
Yeah. That was
it's just
huge.
filling it up. Like Stephen A. And I don't think he realized he's putting himself in a hole.
And he's been fired before. ESPN let him go before, and they brought him back. But he wants to be the token Negro. He wants to work for Master and everything. And he said he does everything he can. He wakes up in the morning and think about how can he make his bosses money. Hey, Adrian, last time I checked, we supposed to be bosses. We're not supposed to think like that. We're
But
supposed
the
to think of,
thing is
okay,
this,
how the
Stephen
hell
A.
am I going to get up out of here to
He
be
can have that
to
power
create
though.
wealth for myself and be an entrepreneur?
The thing with Stephen A. If he didn't say some of the things he did, he could have that power. Like imagine if he started his own like I don't know his own like media thing of teaching people how to get to where he get at being as being a journalist because like everybody can't play sports. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if he did something like that, but everybody don't think like that. Like he don't think
Right.
like that. He thinking about how can he make his bosses more money instead of thinking about how can he make his family more money. You know what I'm saying?
Or his
Like,
people.
imagine he started his own business, like getting players, helping just like young kids, 17, 18-year olds trying to get into college to be like a journalist or something in sports,
Hmm.
starting from the bottom like he did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a lot of
That's
people can do that,
facts.
but he don't think like that. So I don't know, man. Stephen A. I don't know. I feel like he.
Yeah,
I just
that's
feel like he's burying his berries with a lot of players.
yeah, man. And a lot of players have put Stephen A on. You know, shout out to Ticket TV. He put everybody on game, and he said that what's it called, had brought him on as a beat writer.
AI.
AI Bubba Chuck had brought him on as a beat writer, and then he was a beat writer. Well, he had interviewed Stephon Marbury and stuff like that. Well, they had got into it. They had ended up getting into it, and he damaged and burned that bridge. And both of them are from New York and everything like that. But see, the way that you rode Kwame Brown and the way that you rode all these other players, what you think social media gonna do to you? Adrian Barbie, you put it right on the nail. I want y'all to listen to Adrian Barbie. Adrian Barbie put it in perspective. I want you to say what you just said again, Adrian Barbie, about creating opportunities for others.
Oh yeah, man. I'm just saying, like Stephen A. Like he don't realize the power he could have because like like I listened to his story like before. I'm like, man, he came from the bottom from Holland's Queens. He said he used to eat tuna fish. Just that's the only thing he used to eat before he made it and stuff like that. Imagine if he started like his own media outlet or something, helping like young 17, 18-year-old people just trying to get into the sports world that maybe can't be a basketball player or a boxer or NBA player or something like it. Whatever type of sport maybe they can't be, but they could be a journalist talking about not just basketball, football, baseball, any whatever, UFC, all that. Maybe they could take the Stephen A. Smith route and be successful in that and be around those type of guys, even though you're not playing, but you're still around those guys. But he
Right.
don't think like that. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's no,
Ain't ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with that. But he don't think like that.
no.
He
He
think
don't
about making
see.
his boss. He think about making his boss's money.
Right. I'm cut differently. I'm doing every first and foremost. You got to think about your family. If you do have a family, you should be thinking about providing for your family. That's first and foremost. If
Like
you
me,
got wife,
like me, Polo. Like me, I ain't rich or nothing. But I'm only 20 years old, bro. And I got my own place, bro. I got my
yeah,
own crib. I got my own crib. I'm the first one. I'm the third oldest, and I'm the first one that to move out of my mama's house.
man. That's
I'm
see,
only,
and
I'm only
that's a
20 years old, bro.
yeah. That's
And
see, that's a
that's because
blessing.
that's because from an early age I saved my money. Got my
Yeah,
first. So
exactly. See, that's what I was trying to say, Adrian. Is that you right now you're thinking differently. You thinking about the future and everything like that. You thinking about, okay, what can I do to provide for myself first, and then I'm pretty sure later on you want to think about being a boss and being an entrepreneur and having something to where you don't have to worry about making money for anybody else. You can make money, for yourself or create opportunities for yourself and see, and then in turn, what you have to do is create opportunities for others. But not everybody thinks like that. We live in a very selfish society right now, Adrian. But it's people like you and youngsters like yourself that they need to listen to more. Stephen A. should listen to a guy like yourself. Yeah, you might not be on ESPN or anything like that, but you could teach Stephen A. something about some of the stuff that you just said right now, and he could learn from you.
yeah, but everybody don't
And
think like that, man. Like
yeah,
even with
I
this YouTube thing, bro, people think just because they might have a bigger channel than somebody that they better. but that's not true because it's channels that only got like 20 subscribers that I'm subscribed to and I enjoy their content and over some people that got a million subs. They're just high end. I enjoy. I don't look at the how big you are. If I enjoy your channel, I mess with it. I'm going to rock with your channel. It don't matter if you have 1,000 subs, 100 subs, whatever. If I enjoy your channel, I think this mentality the world just fucked up, bro. Because a lot of
Well,
people.
no, you see the thing about it with that, Adrian. See a lot of see where a lot of people mess up at is they run in competition with everybody. You know, listen, I'm gonna let everybody know this, and I've told plenty of people this before. I'm not running no competition with nobody. I run, yeah, I do run a competition. I run competition with myself, and that's who you need to run competition because yourself is the hardest competition that you'll ever face. But in terms of, oh yeah, I need to be better than this person, oh this person's better than me or anything like that, if you think that way, you're going to stress yourself out to the point where your ass is going to be depressed. And me, I choose not to do that. I show love to everybody, whether, like you said, whether whether you got 2 million subs or whether you got 20 subs or whatever. It really don't matter. And over here, whether I got two people or whether I got 20 people listening, it don't matter. I'm still gonna do my best to get it out because I know at least there's one person that's listening. And here in the LDBC and here in this community, this is a movement, man. And a
And
lot of people got to know
this another
that
thing I don't
people
get.
want to hear something. People want to hear something authentic. They don't want to hear nothing, fake.
And it's another thing I don't get. Like people, like how can you have an op on YouTube? People don't like. How can you have? Do they do or beef on YouTube? Do they know what beef? Like people in real life die about stuff like that. Like you talking about you got beef with this person. Like people get on me because I don't just support one channel. I support all the channels. Like I don't care. I don't care about like cause like this type of dude I am in real life. Like if two homeboys they cool and they have a falling out, I'm not finna start fucking with one homeboy just because they don't fuck with him no more. Like this is not how I rock in real life. So that's how I'm gonna apply it to YouTube. Just because you're not cool with the person, and this ain't no this or no hate towards nobody or none of that. Because I support everybody, and I actually put money behind what I'm saying to some of these channels. But I'm not gonna stop supporting one channel because you don't mess with the channel, or you know what I'm saying, Polo. Like, or it don't really be the YouTube. Sometimes it do be them too, but it be sometimes it be supportive. Like, oh, I'm telling this person you over here on their channel. Like, but what they got going on, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So like, I mean, y'all realize stop being cool with people because y'all the person that y'all cool with. Y'all cool with that person. Like I don't know, man.
Look,
People are
man. Hey,
people.
look, everybody gonna feel every type of way that they want to, Adrian, man. But I know that, man. I keep it real. I keep it 100, and I keep it a buck with everybody. And if you like me, hey, you like me. If you don't, hey, guess what? I'm still gonna sleep good. Hey, but Adrian, man, I gotta go ahead and bounce, man. Got look, hey, I thank you for pulling up. Adrian, you got a channel?
Nah, I ain't got one. I'm thinking about
Man, you need to
I'm
get
thinking about
one.
starting
I'm
one, but
telling, hey, look, I'm gonna put hashtag Adrian get a channel because this young lion right here got some knowledge. Look, like this video, share it, subscribe, also hit the notifications too. Until then, man, you know how we rock in the LDBC. It's Polo Sports Talking
salute
ENT.
Polo.
I'm gonna get at y'all boys later. All right, Adrian, you be safe, bro.